For decades, audiences around the world have instantly recognized the joyful laugh and warm smile of Goldie Hawn. Her bubbly personality and playful charm made her one of Hollywood's most beloved comedic actresses. Yet behind that bright screen presence was a determined woman who spent years proving that she was far more than the dumb blonde stereotype many people placed on her. Goldie's journey is not simply a story about fame or success. It is about resilience, self-belief, and learning to transform doubt into motivation. While audiences saw a carefree performer who made them laugh, Goldie quietly worked to build a career that would last decades. She would eventually become an Academy Award-winning actress, a producer, and a respected figure in entertainment. Her story reminds us that sometimes the greatest strength comes from being underestimated and turning those doubts into fuel for growth, a childhood shaped by discipline. Goldie Hawn grew up in Tacoma Park, Maryland, in a home where creativity and discipline went hand in hand. Her father was a musician, and music often filled the house, while her mother believed strongly in hard work and artistic training. At just 3 years old, Goldie began taking ballet lessons, spending countless hours practicing in studios filled with mirrors and strict instruction. Ballet teachers at the time were demanding, and perfection was expected. Young Goldie learned quickly that talent alone wasn't enough. Discipline and persistence mattered just as much. Although the training helped shape her work ethic, it also made her highly self-critical. She often felt she didn't quite fit the traditional mold of a professional ballerina. Still, those early years taught her resilience. They gave her the determination to keep going even when things felt difficult, a trait that would later help her survive the unpredictable world of entertainment. Searching for a place in the dance world. As she grew older, Goldie decided she wanted to pursue dance professionally. She studied at American University while continuing her dance training and performing in local productions around Washington, D.C. Yet the professional dance world proved tougher than she expected. Auditions were competitive, and many directors had very specific ideas about what dancers should look like. Goldie was often told she was too bubbly or didn't match the traditional image they were looking for. Hearing those words again and again could have discouraged anyone, but instead of giving up completely, she continued looking for opportunities wherever she could find them. Those early setbacks slowly helped her develop a new mindset. She began realizing that success sometimes comes from embracing what makes you different rather than trying to fit someone else's expectations. That realization would soon lead her toward a completely different path. Unexpected lessons from small jobs. Before Hollywood ever called, Goldie took many small jobs to support herself while chasing her dreams. One of those jobs involved dancing in clubs where the environment was far removed from the elegance of ballet studios. At first, it felt like a step backward from everything she had trained for. Yet over time, she began to notice something surprising. Performing in front of lively crowds helped her develop confidence and stage presence. She learned how to capture attention, how to connect with an audience, and how to keep people entertained. Those skills, which had little to do with classical dance, would later become incredibly valuable in television and film. What once felt like an embarrassing detour slowly turned into an unexpected training ground. It taught her that every experience, even the ones that don't seem glamorous, can shape a person's abilities in ways they may not understand until later. A breakthrough on television? Goldie's big break arrived when she auditioned for the comedy variety show Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. The producers were looking for performers who could bring energy and humor to the fast-paced sketches. Instead of trying to appear perfectly polished, Goldie leaned into her natural personality. She danced freely, laughed easily, and connected with the room. That authenticity made her unforgettable. When the show premiered in 1968, it quickly became a cultural sensation. Goldie's playful personality made her a standout star. Audiences loved her cheerful spirit, but many people also assumed that the character they saw on screen represented her real personality. While the show made her famous almost overnight, it also placed her inside a stereotype she would spend years trying to break. Still, the exposure opened doors that had once seemed impossible to reach. Proving her talent in film, determined to be taken seriously as an actress, Goldie worked hard to develop her acting skills. Her opportunity arrived with the romantic comedy Cactus Flower, where she played the role of Tony Simmons. The part required both comedic, timing, and emotional depth. Goldie prepared carefully, studying the character and working closely with the director. When the film was released, critics were pleasantly surprised. Her performance was heartfelt, funny, and authentic. The recognition culminated in an extraordinary moment when she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. For someone who had been dismissed as a lighthearted television personality, the award was a powerful statement. It proved that she possessed genuine acting talent and deserved to be taken seriously. More importantly, it showed that perseverance and preparation can transform an opportunity into a life-changing milestone. Taking control behind the scenes after winning an Oscar, Goldie could have continued accepting the same types of roles Hollywood offered. Instead, she began making bold career decisions. In 1980, she not only starred in the comedy Private Benjamin, but also helped produce it. At that time, female producers were rare in Hollywood, and the decision was considered risky. However, Goldie believed strongly in the story and its message about personal independence. The gamble paid off. The film became a major box office success and earned her another Academy Award nomination. Producing the movie also showed that she understood the industry from a broader perspective. She was no longer just a performer following directions. She was helping shape the creative process itself. This step marked a turning point in her career, proving that she could influence Hollywood both in front of and behind the camera. Finding love beyond expectations. In the early 1980s, Goldie's personal life was also evolving. During the filming of Swing Shift, she reconnected with actor Kurt Russell. Although they had briefly met years earlier, this time their friendship grew into a lasting partnership. Unlike many Hollywood relationships, theirs developed naturally and without pressure. They chose not to marry, yet their relationship has lasted for decades. Together, they built a blended family, raising their children with a focus on love, stability, and creativity. Kurt formed a close bond with Goldie's children, including Kate Hudson and Oliver Hudson. Their long-lasting relationship became one of Hollywood's most admired partnerships. It showed that commitment does not always need formal labels. Sometimes what matters most is mutual respect, shared values, and choosing each other every day. A new mission, helping young minds. One of the most meaningful chapters of Goldie's life began when she founded the Hawn Foundation. Through its program Mind Up, the foundation focuses on supporting children's emotional well-being and teaching mindfulness in schools. Goldie has spoken openly about the importance of mental wellness and helping young people understand their emotions. The program teaches students practical tools for managing stress, building resilience, and developing empathy. Schools across several countries have adopted the curriculum, reaching millions of children. For Goldie, this work represents something deeply personal. After years of navigating the pressures of fame and personal challenges, she wanted to help younger generations build stronger emotional foundations. The foundation reflects her belief that happiness and success are not only about achievements, but also about understanding ourselves and supporting others in meaningful ways. Living a life of authenticity. Today, Goldie Hawn continues to inspire people not just through her films, but through the way she lives her life. She embraces aging with honesty and confidence, often speaking about the importance of authenticity in a world that sometimes pressures people to chase unrealistic standards. Surrounded by family, grandchildren, and close friends, she has found a balance that many people spend their entire lives searching for. Her journey, from a young dancer filled with uncertainty to a respected actress, producer, and philanthropist, shows the power of perseverance. More importantly, it highlights the value of staying true to oneself. Goldie's legacy is not only about laughter or awards, it is about resilience, compassion, and the courage to follow your own path even when others doubt you. In the end, her story reminds us that being underestimated can sometimes become the greatest advantage of all.